din talaga sa bawat isa kasi binigay talaga yung best namin. And yun nga, kung ano man nangyari yung previous games namin, parang naging lesson din talaga siya sa amin na nadala namin ngayon. So, kung ano man natutunan namin, ayaw na namin gawin sa loob ng court.
As for Alas men, they look to complete a sweep of their invitational at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. They're currently taking on Thailand in their third match of the three-day event. Alas men are coming off another strong showing last night. They defeated the Korean V-League champions Hyundai Capital Skywalkers in 4 sets, 25-22, 22-25, 25-21, and 25-20. Skipper Mark Espejo led a charge with 20 points. Philam rookie Jackson Reed also made his much-awaited debut. Reed, who traces his roots to Pangasinan, had been chasing this dream since his first call-up back in 2024. The Alas Pilipinas Invitationals will serve as a build-up for Alas men ahead of the 2025 FIVB Men's World Championship happening this September in Manila.
It's been a year in the making. I was supposed to be on the team last year, but I got really sick here the first time, and it's everything's coming full circle, and it feels amazing. I feel like this is an opportunity that a lot of people back home in the U.S. don't get, because I mean that is a very competitive pool. There's a lot of great players over there, and there's so many great players here too. And I just wanted to do something different, and I wanted to honor my grandfather.
Meantime, Filipina tennis sensation Alex Ayala is moving on to the quarterfinals of the Ilkley Open in Great Britain. Ayala made easy work of Swiss foe Valentina Reiser. After breezing past the first set, Ayala continued her dominance in the next frame for the 6-1, 6-2 win. Ayala's next opponent in the quarters has yet to be determined. The Ilkley Open is part of Ayala's grass court build-up for Wimbledon, where she has a guaranteed spot.
Now let's move on to the PBA. After a hard-fought win against the San Miguel Beermen last night, the Converge Fiber Xers vow to be even better come playoff time in the Philippine Cup. Head coach Franco Atienza says the team has to make sure that their efforts on both ends of the floor could be replicated, if not intensified, in the postseason. Converge lost an 18-point lead, but managed to hold off San Miguel's fierce rally in the fourth quarter to eventually pull through with a 100-97 win. This gives the Fiber Xers a 7-4 win-loss record to end the elimination round. Atienza says wins like that would help a young team such as theirs to build character come the playoffs, where the stakes are much higher. Converge will now depend on how other teams will fare in the last 2 elimination round game days to determine their final seeding. Here's Coach Franco talking about their build-up for the quarterfinals.
Eliminations lang to eh. This is nothing. If we don't follow through sa playoffs, this is nothing. So, kung ano yung nakita nyo na effort, kung ano nakita nyo na connectedness na defense at team game a while ago, we should follow that through. Dadagdagan namin yun for the playoffs. That builds character, yung nasusubukan ka, the nerves, the pressure. We can do everything sa practice eh, pero yung pressure na yun, hindi mo may lalabas sa practice yun, sa game mo lang makukuha yun. And yun nga, coming into the playoffs, malaking bagay yun. Maybe somehow may memory na kami on how we're able to play that way, especially sa end game.
PBA action resumes tomorrow for the penultimate game day of the Philippine Cup. At 5 p.m., the Phoenix Fuel Masters and Blackwater Bossing face off as both teams try to end their sorry campaigns on a positive note. Then, it's the TNT Tropang 5G versus the Magnolia Hotshots at 7:30 p.m. Both teams still chasing the best seeding possible, as well as a twice-to-beat advantage for the quarterfinals. Both games will be at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium in Manila, but of course, you can also watch them live on PBA Rush, RPTV, and the Pilipinas Live app. Coming up, the Indiana Pacers reclaim the series lead in the NBA Finals. Find out how they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 3 of the championship series when play-by-play returns, only here on One News.
Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play only on One News. Say it with me, Indiana fans. Yes, sirs. After 25 long years, the NBA Finals returned to Indianapolis, and the hosts did not disappoint. The Pacers have taken a 2-1 series lead after outlasting the Oklahoma City Thunder in the pivotal Game 3, 116-107. Indy did not have a bad first half this time around, thanks to Ben Mathurin and TJ McConnell, who provided energy off the bench. Tyrese Halliburton also had a strong start, which carried on till the final 24 minutes. Mathurin finished with a game-high 27 points, while Hallie flirted with a triple-double, 22 markers, 9 boards, and 11 assists. The all-important Game 4 will stay in Indianapolis. That will be this Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Philippine time. Here's Halliburton crediting his squad's impressive collective effort.
So many different guys chipped in. This guy behind me, Ben Mathurin, was amazing off the bench tonight. He just stuck with it. Pascal was here to start the game, and we just had guys make plays after plays. Our bench was amazing. TJ, Obi, it's a big win for us.
Ben had some challenging moments the first 2 games. What was specifically different about him tonight?
Well, it's not just him. All of us are having challenges. None of us have really played well. But I think he's just doing a great job keeping his head down, keep working. Man, those are big-time minutes, and we really missed him in our last playoff run. And, so it's big that he's here with us now.
You guys locked in on Shea defensively in a way we hadn't seen yet. What went into that?
Trying to make it as tough as he can. He's such a tough cover, trying to show multiple bodies, trying to show help, doing the best we can.
I mentioned the first finals game in 25 years. You got Pacers alum here. This crowd was electric. What was this like?
Amazing. Amazing, man. We love playing in front of our fans. We love being here. They deserve high stakes, high level basketball, and we're giving them that right now. So it's a big win for us. We can enjoy it, but we got a day in between this, so we got to be ready to go for Game 4.
Game 3 marked the first time in the finals where the Thunder had no huge runs and failed to go up by double digits against the Pacers. OKC had a good start as it built an 8-point lead after the first 12 minutes, but come the second quarter, a huge surge by Indiana appeared to have turned the tide. While the league-leading Thunder still kept the game close most of the way, the Pacers always appeared on the verge of unleashing a decisive rally. In the payoff period, Indiana finally broke through and outscored Oklahoma City 32-18. The Pacers also won the turnover battle, having only 14 against the Thunder's 17 errors. Here's OKC head coach Mark Daigneault reflecting on his team's Game 3 defeat.
The turnovers were uncharacteristic. Obviously, we're usually pretty clean there. I give them credit. I thought they played really well. They played with great energy. They were physical. They pressured. They sustained it for much of the 48. I thought we did some good things. I mean, we got off to a really good start and then got off to a really good start in the third. We really controlled the first and third quarters and had a really hard time in the second and the fourth. So we'll watch it. It wasn't all bad, but we definitely have to play, our style and impose our will for more of the 48 minutes if we want to come on the road and get a win.
And now let's take a closer look at Game 3 of the NBA Finals.
Joining us now to help us go deeper into the game is Carlo Pamintuan, who joins us live from Indiana. Good evening from Manila, Carlo.
Good morning from Indianapolis, Cheska. It was a wild night for the Indiana Pacers and their fans. 25 years in the making, but they finally got another home game in the NBA Finals, and they made the most out of the experience, winning Game 3 against OKC.
Carlo P, diretso na. Let's get to it right away. In your eyes, you guys were there. You saw it up close and personal. What were the key differences this
Sorry,
time
Andre,
around?
can you say that again?
You were there up close and personal. What were the key differences this time around for the Pacers for them to get this 116-107 win at home in Game 3?
Carlo, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now, Ches.
Okay.
Carlo, what were the key differences this time around for the Pacers for them to get
Sorry,
this Game 3
I
win?
can't seem to hear Andre. But
Okay,
can
I
hear you,
will ask the
Cheska.
question.
Go. Translate.
Selective. All right, no, just Andre was asking about the key differences this time. Ayaw yata sa question. Yung question
Ches-
natin.
I can hear Cheska, but I can't seem to hear Andre.
Okay, well, Andre was just asking about the key differences this time around for the Pacers.
Okay, Coach Mark Daigneault already said that it was always a matter of possessions. That has always been the case in this series between OKC and Indiana. And you saw Indiana get like 7 more shots in that game. And in a tight game like this, it could mean the difference. What was it that resulted to those more shots? Well, you have to credit the defense of the Indiana Pacers. Specifically, it was TJ McConnell who changed things up really when he came in the second quarter. He got 5 assists and 5 steals. I mean, imagine 5 steals from one player. The Thunder don't usually turn the ball over, but this time around, they were a little careless, a little sloppy even with the inbound pass. And you cannot understate how important it was when TJ McConnell stole a couple of inbound passes, because it was not just the 2 points that he got because of it. It was the momentum that the team actually got because the fans got involved. The momentum went on their side, and it was defense that won them that game.
All right, well, Andre, we talked about Benedict Mathurin earlier. Monster this game. 27 points on 9 for 12 shooting, just 22 minutes off the bench. He also alone outscored the Thunder bench, which had just 18 points. What do you think opened up the floor for him to score this much?
Anyone who knows Benedict Mathurin will tell you that he is a dog. He is an unbelievable scorer. Even when we saw him in Arizona for college, he is a spectacular creator when it comes to shots. But sometimes we don't necessarily see that playing for Indiana because that is not what has been required of him here in his role coming off the bench. But now he just played according to his skills. And that inspiration that they need the second unit to come in and really pour it on, because in the first 2 games, as you said earlier, OKC was able to build a double-digit lead early. So that means the bench was not really playing well for Indiana. Now, after Tyrese Haliburton and Pascal Siakam hit the bench, the intensity actually elevated. And I think you can credit some of it to the hometown fans giving their squad just a little bit more energy. But Mathurin, this is usual coming from him. Again, just a different role, but they got a lot of paint touches, and it opened up driving lanes for him. It opened up his opportunities to make a couple of threes in that game.
Well, you did mention Tyrese Haliburton. Well, he came into this game, Carlo. I hope you can hear me this time around. There are some health concerns on Haliburton's lower right leg. Can you tell us more about this?
Sorry, I did not hear the latter part of Andre's question again. But if you're asking about Tyrese Haliburton, I was able to get into the dugout after their game, and immediately after hitting the showers, he was seated down. He was icing, because he knew that this would be a grind, especially this one coming from Game 3 to Game 4, because it's just a one-day break between both games here at home. They know that they need to defend home court, so they're just doing everything that they can to make sure that he is good to go for the next game. Icing is part of it, stretching, of course, after the game. They're not talking about any injuries, any discomforts, because they're locked in. They're zoned in on what needs to be done here at home.
All right, so let's talk about the Thunder now. Saan sila nahirapan?
Well, I think it was really a bit sloppy coming from the Thunder in Game 3. There were a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers, and they got a dose of their own medicine in the final 4 or 5 minutes of the fourth quarter when the defense of Indiana really showed up. We saw Miles Turner blocking shots left and right. We saw them really locking down, forcing turnovers. I think that was the biggest reason why the OKC Thunder lost that game, because usually they are the one who dictate things on defense, but this time around, maybe not used to not leading by double digits all game long. They fell apart in the end game. But again, you don't worry about it too much, because if you're OKC, you have 3 opportunities to steal back home court. Game 3, Game 4, and possibly Game 6. You need only one of those to be able to really get home court advantage and win the NBA Finals, and they will just stay the course. You heard the tone of Coach Daigneault's voice. Not really panicking. They're always even keel. They're not too high, not too low. Just look at what you did wrong and then adjust heading to Game 4. That has always been the plan for OKC. You will not see them panic, because that's not the kind of team they are.
Carl, before we let you go, first NBA Finals there in Indianapolis in 25
really
years.
Sorry, Andre.
Sige, check.
I'm not
So, no
getting
worries.
your audio.
All right, I got it. All right, so again, we mentioned this the last time we spoke to you. First NBA Finals there in Indianapolis in 25 years. What was the atmosphere like?
I'll just tell you about one specific guy. His name was Dan. He was the head of the ushers here in the Gainfield Stadium. And he has been an employee of the Pacers organization since 1967, which means that he was working for the Pacers even before they got into the NBA in 1976. He enjoyed the 2000 run, but now he said that he did not imagine catching another NBA Finals game in his lifetime here in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and he did. You know, they're the old timers, the older workers here in the Pacers organization. They were at the verge of tears because of how important this is to them. This is something that they did not expect, but this is something that they are thoroughly enjoying now. They've always been all in with the Pacers. They've always been supportive. We even talked to one other fan who stays here right beside the arena, and he said that he was here when only 2,000 fans were watching. And now they're all together again. Indiana as a state is one in supporting the Pacers, and they're raring to go and give it their all once again for their squad in Game 4.
What a great story from Carlo Pamintuan. Always wonderful hearing from you. Thank you so much. One of the best to do it. Thanks again to One Sports correspondent Carlo Pamintuan.
It's ironic how you said always good to hear from him. He can't hear me.
That's okay, as long as he gets to tell his
At
stories.
least, buti na lang nandito ka, taga-translate para sa akin. Well, the NBA Finals have been unforgettable so far. Watch the rest of the championship series this June on NBA TV Philippines, on One Sports, on RPTV, and on Pilipinas Live app. Coming up, well, haven't had enough of Alas Pilipinas? Well, neither have we. And we take a look at the now famous Aura celebration of Alas women following their impressive sweep of Kazakhstan in the 2025 ABC Nations Cup. That and more when play-by-play returns only here on One News. You're still watching play-by-play only here on One News. I'm back. This is back. Well, NBA highlights at least. We've got Game 3, NBA Finals. Roll it right away in Indy. Let's start with the Thunder, though. Take a look at that pass. J-Dub to Chet Holmgren in the third period. Good pass using the left too by Jalen Williams off to Chet, getting fouled by TJ McConnell. +1 there. Two-handed flush by Chet, empowering there. Jada, by the way, 26 big points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. That's one of them. Chet, 20 markers, but although all in a losing effort. Okay, up next, SGA handling it against Ben Shepherd. Gets a screen from Hartenstein. The spin in trouble to Ihart for the two-handed flush in the middle. Good cut there. Take a look again at this play. Pick and roll. Good roll by Hartenstein. Nobody home. Too late. TJ McConnell too small too. SGA 24 big points, 4 assists. Ihart 4 markers and 3 rebounds. Up next, let's go to Indy. Time for some highlights for the Pacers. Oh, stolen away right away. Bad pass from Alex Caruso, anticipated by TJ McConnell. This is what Carlo Pamintuan was saying earlier. The defense of the bench, especially McConnell, that effort, energy, and getting that up and in. That was a key basket in the fourth quarter, also giving momentum. And look at the fans here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse loving that play and the effort from McConnell, who made history by becoming the first player in finals history to record 10 points, 5 assists, 5 steals, while also coming off the bench. Up next, we have another defensive gem. This time, it's from Miles Turner. Goes out to Chet with that block. He may not have a good offensive game here for Turner in this game, but that the defense and the intensity, who's a good shot blocker, going out to Chet, extending for 3, stopping there, not giving up on the play. Chet driving and then stopping again. Holmgren wanting a foul, clean block there for Turner, and look at him go crazy after that defensive stop, finishing with 9 points, a steal, and 5 huge blocks. And finally, we've got the former slam dunk champ. Here's Hallie. Tosses one up, and guess who's there for the cleanup? Obi Toppin over everybody. And there's nothing Lou Dort can do there. Toppin up high, two-handed flush, clean up the glass, got hit on the face too. And that one's good for Obi Toppin. Big play in the fourth. Toppin chipping in 8 points, 6 rebounds, coming off the bench. The bench was really big for Indiana here in Game 3. Pacers outlast the Thunder in Game 3, 116-107. 2-1 series lead in favor of Indy. Game 4 still in Indianapolis this Saturday, 8:30 a.m. Philippine time. Cheska.
And before we go, it must be the aura energy. Alas Pilipinas women continue to steal the spotlight, not only because of their stellar play, but also because of their signature team photo after winning games in the 2025 AVC Women's Nations Cup. Here's tonight's pick after their sweep of Kazakhstan. Leading the power pose lineup, none other than Shaina Netura, Ea Laure, Bella Belen, and Angel Canino. Alongside them were Vanny Gandler and young middle Clat Loresco, all looking fierce and fearless. And right in the center, Aura Queen Alaisa Solomon, of course. The rest of the national team, including the coaching staff, joined in the celebration. Alas women also had a heartwarming group photo with Filipino fans who packed the Dong An Arena in Vietnam. A fitting celebration for Independence Day indeed.
Aura pala yun.
Aura.
Nakala ko aura
With a crowd.
Yung mga Gen Z kasi ngayon, di ba sinasabi, aura check. Aura kung aura. Pag naalala kong aura, yung sabi nila, di ba, nung yung kamukha daw ni 3D, si Aura Miguel, naalala niyo yan? Di ba? By the way, so then nakita ko si 3D. Kagabi, iba na itsura niya ngayon. Oh, naka-shades pa eh. And that's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Lituncalao. Thank you for watching. Happy Independence Day!